Outstanding first day of the Ashes for England, keeping Australia to 273 for 8, and they struggled really to get there after winning the toss. We'll see what the key moments of the day were and also talk to a famous ex-Australian opener about what he thought. It was particularly interesting how Australia lost their first 4 wickets today. They were all to Stuart Broad and they were all to shortish balls that got up around about chest high. And I think England have definitely identified a weakness in Australian batsmanship, that they're not very good off the back foot. Traditionally, Australians were very good at the cut and the pull, but now they are more front foot players, particularly the captain Michael Clarke. If you look at Hawkeye here, you see a lot of balls from Stuart Broad that are actually around a length and around the off stump, and then the ones that got the wickets, the white ones, are much higher around the rib cage sort of area, especially the one that went into Michael Clarke's rib cage. You can play those balls just by swaying out of the way or fending them off or getting right back on your stumps and playing them down to safety. But Australia a bit caught on the crease, a little bit tentative in the way that they played those short balls, and as a result it cost them their wicket. When I say they were planted on the crease, what I mean is they're playing the ball from about here like this and just getting their arms as high as they could, but restricted because their weight was slightly forward. Whereas what you need to be is further back on the stumps, and then you can ride the bounce of the ball and play it down. Australians were sort of stuck in the middle, and as a result they got out. Now I'm joined to have a look back at the day by a real favourite of mine, actually, Michael Slater, who used to open the batting for Australia, of course, and actually got the Ashes series off to some quite exciting starts a few times, and also then worked on Channel 4 in England as well, so you'll be familiar with him. Slats, first question quickly. You actually, as I said, got Ashes tests and series off to exciting starts, but today Australia actually, after all the talk, big talk of the last few weeks, seemed a bit tentative.
Yeah, I don't think Warner was at the start of the day. I thought he came out flying, and then as the wickets fell, he went back into a shell. And Australia were in pretty good shape running into lunch, and then lost Watson just before lunch, and it was 1 for 70 odd, 2 for 70 odd, and Clarke now under a bit of pressure, and then he gets out just after lunch, which sends the wrong message to the dressing room, and then there was that capitulation. And far too often in recent history, particularly against England, we've seen these big batting collapses in a short period of time that often can mean losing a test match. So there was tentative batting, I think, once the rot started, and the bowling was fantastic. I thought Broad was a match-winning performance today. He was really, really good, and Tremlett did his job. Anderson got better as the day wore on as well.
Michael Clarke, has he got a problem against the short ball?
Well, England feel that he has. I remember Andrew Strauss years ago telling me in a gathering, it was a lunch in Sydney one day, that he felt that he was a little bit gun shy, that he sort of favoured not so much the onside, but just got himself in bad shape, and it was a perfect display of that today. I don't think it's a major problem unless he turns it into one. Australia now need to try and get 300, and if they get 300, well, they are in the game, and we'll see how the deck plays when England bat.
It just sums up Australia, doesn't it? You know, how things have plummeted for you. The fact that you're actually excited about getting 300.
Well, it looked like we're going to be all out for 200. The reality is we're somehow, well, I know how we've got through it, through Johnson and Haddin. I thought Haddin was outstanding, and both of them came out. Particularly Haddin, he's just got this free spirit. He's got cricket in perspective. He's just got this.
We've heard enough. We've heard enough. Listen, very nice to see you anyway. But for once, England, on the first day at the Gabba, have got a bigger smile than an Australian.